Alright, so here we've got two Boilerbelly Mechs. They are going up against the Rubblebeat Gangleader and the Wasteland Ronin, and four of these nuclear ghouls. They're fighting over these two objectives. There's some barriers on the map, and there's a couple of obscured areas. I think everything else will come up if we play. So, I picked out some objectives. So we've got two in the middle, which is kill an enemy in the first round and reach the enemy deployment area. Then for the mechs, we've got kill the highest point enemy unit. And for the Wasteland people, we've got finish the game with more cards in play. So all the objectives are worth 2 and the models are worth 3. So we'll start with a roll off. We'll say that this yellow dice is the mechs. They win the initiative, so they get to go first. First move is going to be this mech is going to move to here. Now the Wasteland army have I've forgotten something, which is that the mechs have the slow effect, which means that it needs to tap to move. Normally that's not the case, as you'll see. These guys have got the Rubblebeat leader has the leader property, so he can make them move. And when he makes a move, any number of units from the same era can move at the same time. They're in the same space, so he's leading his troops on. The mech that's moved up here has an attachment called the Snatching Claw, which lets them put objectives 2 closer to them when they make an attack. So they're going to do an attack even though there's no one in the square. They'll roll those, and it's a 3 dice attack. So that's not going to do any damage because there's no one there to damage, but it doesn't drop any hazard, but it does pull this 2 units closer. Now we go back over to the other side. These guys are just going to march up 1 more. And none of them have a low enough agility that this bit of hazard from the bonfire is a problem. There's no shooting, so there's no point in them moving into cover. This mech is just gonna move up, get ready to fire another shot if they get the option. These guys are gonna think about it, because they can make a sprint for that guy, or they can make a charge on this guy. Their objective is to finish the game with most cards in play, and they'd like to try and kill an enemy in the first round. This guy's more spent, they're going to go for him, so they move into this space. This Boilerbelly Mech is going to take a shot at them. He's going to roll, he's going to tap again, that leaves him fully tapped out. And he's going to roll, it's 3 dice, so he drops, so that's 1 hazard. When to be in that area, we'll do that in a sec. And then a 3 or a 1 or a 2 is hazard, a 3 or 4 is a 1, and a 5 or a 6 is a 2. So he's shooting to this. Now because he's shooting, the targets get to decide who that's being hit. So they're just going to go for, they are going to go for the, they're going to go for the Ronin. That model's got 2 defense. So 2 defense is going to get rid of that dice and turn that dice into 3. So that person just takes 1 point of damage. So they're now down at 7 life. However, because there was a hit in there, everyone gets moved back. Oh, does everyone get? That's a good question. Let's say it's not spread, is it? No. Cool. So this guy will get moved back 1. So they've been spread out a bit, but this one's now fully tapped out. So they're going to move. These guys are going to move up again. I should have put that next to the model, next to the card rather than next to the model. Oh no, I shouldn't. It's still there because you never tapped to pick it up. I'm an idiot. So now this one's going to see if it can help out its friend by shooting over. It's going to tap. It's going to shoot again. And it drops. Oh, you never did drop the 1 hazard in there. It drops 1 hazard. And it's going to do, so it's going to, this is going to drop, yeah, it drops 1 hazard, and then that's 1, and then that's a 2. This time the hits are going to go onto the band leader, who is going to turn this into a 4, and then that means that he takes 2 points of damage, so he's down to 6. I've just realised that I forgot various things, which are that I should have been dropping hazard, 2 hazard every time the Boilerbelly Mechs have been shooting, because they have an upgrade. So this should be, that probably would have changed things, but that's okay. That's 5, and this is going to be a 3. Right, so playing forward from here, these guys have, so the Wasteland Ronin is stuck over here. Maybe we can make a sprint for that model, that might be his best shout. Or we could move up here. So this is 3, these guys all have an agility, so the band leader's got an agility of 3, so he's fine. The other models have got an agility of 2, so that's not going to do them. They're not going to be able to move because there's 3 in the area. If they do move, they'll tap, and if they tap, then there's not a lot they can do. So we are going to have the we're going to have the Rubblebeat band leader tap. No, we won't do that yet. We'll start with this person moving this way 1. They're going to get shot at by this Boilerbelly Mech. You can see their tactic is to try and push everyone back. So it's going to be robbing 3 again. And they do 1 damage, which is going to be eaten by the armour, but they're going to drop 4 hazard. And successfully push back 1. So everyone is going to have to walk around now, doing what they want, which is laying down this wall of stuff. So that side's now fully tapped out. So the current rules are that the other side gets 3 activations. Basically everyone's going to have to tap to move, which is fine. So what we'll do, because the leader's tapped so he can't move, we'll do the leader's not tapped, I didn't undo it, there you go. The leader will tap, there you go, ignore me. And this is going to be 2d plus hazard. So let's see what this does. Okay, so it's going to drop 2 hazard into this area, and it's going to deal 1 point of damage, which will be soaked up. These guys don't have a lot of health, but they do have a lot of armour. So that's 1 activation. And then we're going to have to be 2, and that will have to tap the ghoul. 3, that will tap the ghoul. And then because these guys have done 3 activations in a row, the round's going to end. We're going to untap everything. No one killed an enemy in the first round. We'll get rid of that objective. No one has lost anything yet, but it's all still in the offing. We to determine the game end, it's a total of 21 when it gets reached and rolling these dice. Okay, so we're at 9 so far. I'm just going to make a note of that on this piece of paper. And then we go on to the next round. So let's say yellow for the Boilerbelly Mechs. That's, yeah, they get to take the first initiative. So now they're in a difficult position. I don't think this guy's got that long to live, to be honest. His best bet is probably to start by tap to pick up. No, because they'll just pick up if he dies. So the best thing to try and do is probably just to take a shot at this area. So 3 dice again. Okay, so that's going to be dropping. Oof. So that's 1 hit, but it's a 2. It's going to be doing 2 damage, and no one's defense is going to be able to stop it. This area is going to get blasted anyway, so they're going to take the hits on one of these goblin creatures. So that's a ghoul, which is going to take 2 points of damage, going to 4. They will then drop 2 hazard, and there'll be 2 hazard as a bonus because of the card, so that means that this is going to easily have enough to go to 6. We'll use that 6 to indicate that this area is now scorched, which means that it's a really bad place to stand, basically. And because there was a hit, it's going to push back this goblin back 1. Okay. For the next activation, this goblin is going to tap, and it's going to attack just with their graphite rod. Gosh, I didn't even see what dice that was. Let's reroll that. Okay, so that is an extra 1. So this guy's armor is going to be reduced to just 1. And it's going to have dealt 3 into it, so it's going to take 2 damage, which drops it to 3. And then the amount of hazard in the area goes up, so this is now on 3, so it's going to get no defense against the next one. So that might well be enough to take it out. We look over to, so that's Goblin's bin. This thing's going to move up 1 and is going to have to tap to do that. It's going to pick up that objective in a sec. Who's going to go next? This other goblin is going to tap, because they have to tap because of they're being opposed by the enemy and the hazard, so they're going to move over here. That will tap them, and they will have reached the enemy deployment area, so that's good for them. So they currently have scored that one. Next up, this person is going to pick up the statue. Pick up the reward. That's the wrong person. Here we go, tap that one. There you go. And then it's going to be over to these guys again. So this leader is going to attack into this area with his 2D plus hazard. So this area is probably going to go down. So it hits everyone in there, and it does adds one hazard and does 1 damage. The 1 damage won't get blocked, so this guy will go down to 2. The 1 damage won't get blocked against the goblin either, which will go down to 5, and that's going to drop an extra spot of hazard, so that's going to be enough to take this area to scorched. This guy is going to take a shot at the Ronin. What I haven't done, what I should have done, it would have been when I was back here. So whenever this person gets shot at, you're meant to stick 1 bit of hazard in the area that they shot from. So there'll be 1 there. We're about to get another 1 there. And then this one's going to attack. Tap to attack. And then it's going to roll its 3 dice. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3. So no, it all drops some hazard. It always drops 2 hazard. So this area is going to take up to 3. This thing has, so it was on 1. This was on. Well, let's leave it on 1 for now. This is the Ronin, which is going to have 2 defense minus 1, so 1 defense. So it's going to get rid of that, and it will take 3, taking it down to 5. 4. Good at maths. Then this, like I said, takes up to 3, and that guy's fully tapped, but this guy's got quite a lot to go. So we're going to go 1 for this guy. And then one. Well, they can't move extra, so that's just 1 move. Then it's going to be these guys to go again. This guy's got another attack. He's going to shoot at this square again. They've done all the attacking, haven't they, this time? So that's going to drop. Well, that, actually, no, we don't drop any hazard. So here, because we're shooting into a hazard area, it just becomes D3, so which means this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 points of damage, which will be enough to annihilate this ghoul. So currently these guys have got less cards on the battlefield because this one's been taken out. Didn't even get to activate, sad. But this guy has been. Pretty effective. So this guy's going to move up because he's boring. This Boilerbelly Mech is going to take a shot at them.